sir.
All right.
I get 2,000 letters I refuse to answer anonymously.
I think we've gotten enough information.
Okay, well, there you go.
I think we can go
Well,
ahead.
the question first is appeal or not to appeal. Would you agree, Mr. Thomas?
Well, actually, Robert's Rule of Order is that we have a motion that's in the second.
Well, it's they voted. What is this going on over here? The motion is to vote to appeal.
Yeah.
So it's in the second.
It's in the
So
second.
now they have to vote.
Yeah, we call it.
Okay. Ms. Gonzalez?
Like, for our school benefit, it is better to appeal. That's what you explained.
No, that is not what I explained. And I have to say this, Irene, I know you the longest.
Wait a minute, back and forth, if anything, okay.
Go back.
Can I talk to you, please, with the board chairman's permission? Everything should be open here. I am not saying to appeal or not to appeal. I'm not saying that, because I know either way this place I lose. But I'm a free bird. But the bottom line is, if you appeal, there's no money for SES any longer. What you spent, the $1,374,10, you spent it. It's been either spent. She asked.
Yes, I understand.
Okay, well,
So, Mr. Finger, because what happened is, we had an opportunity for addendums to be read. Mr. Finger read the addendum that spoke to appeal, and then others seconded. Was that something that one of the board members asked him to do, or was that the addendum that he chose to read? Because there are multiple addendums, I would assume, about this issue, correct?
Actually, the addendum that we discussed before, very quickly before we came out, was
Right.
to file for an appeal. That's what I read.
Oh, that was the one you guys discussed when I had already come out here and sat down.
no one told you to leave out.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're going in the
Because when I left, we were rescinding the waiver.
Parliamentarian attorney,
When I
that's
left,
not
we
your
were rescinding the
objective,
waiver.
him like that.
Mr. Thomas, I must say this publicly, sir.
Say it.
My position is known. Don't put me in this spot.
You're not in it. You have nothing to do with it.
I want to make this clear.
You're not in it.
SES money belongs to public school students.
Yes.
The fact here is that the district used $1,374,10. The district, if I can say it lovingly, was overeager. And respectfully, that's better than being undereager, because we went from very few kids getting SES to a lot of kids getting SES. The challenge now is what to do. You have used your SES money that you had to use. The question now is, will you apportion more money to that? That is the decision. Why that was read, I'll be candid, I was in the other part of the room, and I didn't hear that motion either, sir.
Thank you.
So I'm not going to sit here and have you say that and include me in that.
You don't have to. I wasn't talking to you, so don't take it
Okay,
personal.
good.
Unless you-
I made the motion, and the motion was strictly for the reason to discuss it, because Mr. Silver wanted to discuss it, and somebody said there was no motion. So I made the motion, he made the second for discussion, which has been the last
Now it's on the floor. Here we go.
discussing. Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll start again.
So repeat what
Ms.
you-
Gonzalez?
Yes, what?
Mr. Grunhut?
I abstain.
Ms. McKeon?
Abstain.
Mr. Ostriker? Abstain. Mr. Seidler?
Yes.
Mr. Silver?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
No.
Mrs. Lockwood?
Yes.
I don't
Motion
think,
fails.
Well, I would like to make a motion to rescind the waiver for SES
That's right.
funds. I would like to make a motion to rescind the waiver.
If it hurts our children, we shouldn't do it.
And to explain it for those who are listening, to therefore provide the services to the children that we've already signed up for SES services, promise to give them tutoring, and go ahead and provide that tutoring as we said we would.
they just voted on it.
That has been indicated by Ms. Oxy.
Somebody needs to second.
That's it.
So that is what I need to be seconded.
Okay, I'll second it.
Ms. Gonzalez, second.
May I, it's on the second now?
Yes.
May I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Are you asking to rescind the waiver by let me just ask, by 765,381 or subtracting the number that was spent on public school students. The way they got this number is based on what wasn't spent, allegedly, on public school students. There was some money, so are you saying 765?
Yes.
Great, thank you. I just want to get that clear so no one later says I didn't understand.
Question?
It's a shame.
Does the state allow you to do 565, whatever that number
The
is?
state's letter says 765, 381.
If we don't spend it, then that'd be another story. We don't want to.
Spend what you can. Cut.
I want to, if we're going to make a proposal, I think, we've been given some direction by the state, so I'd rather live by the numbers that they give us, and if they were wrong and we have additional monies, at that point, they will have to deal with it. There's $200,000 more that we don't spend, they'll have to understand they gave us a number and we only spent $565.
I have to just correct you because later I'll probably receive quite a few emails which I will not read.
Yeah.
I am not saying what to do.
Okay.
But what you're saying respectfully is a little convoluted. Can you imagine? You have that. 765, 381.
Right.
Once you approve that, you are accepting the state's determination of 765, 381. If you don't use it, yes, it carries over from what I heard from the office there, which was Silver.
Right.
That then therefore negates the issue, or you can't go back and say, well, what about that 200 and something I spent on public last summer? Do you understand the difference?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, I'm just making that clear. I'm not saying what to do.
Crystal.
Crystal, that's what they call me.
No, that ain't what they call it. Trust me. They call it what they're
We
not.
have a motion and a second, Mr. President. Who made the motion? Now, who made the motion?
I did, and Mr. Gonzalez seconded.
Just to reread it back.
Can you
for
read
the
it
record.
slowly, please?
Motion to approval to rescind 2010, 2011 Title I waiver. 2009, 2010, it's getting late. Title I waiver in the
Through
amount
the
of...
chair, can I ask a favor? Take a second, just read it to yourselves. Take a second. No, because then I'll have board members saying they didn't understand.
Very simple. Approval to rescind 2009, 2010 Title I waiver in the amount of $765,381 submitted to the New Jersey Department of Education.
The problem is here, they never even listen to what he's reading.
Yeah.
This would be to amend the waiver, correct? Rescind the waiver, excuse me.
That's what I got. Ms. Gonzalez.
Yes.
Mr. Grunhut. Ms. Vecchio.
Yes.
Mr. Ostriker.
Abstain.
Mr. Seifert.
No.
Mr. Silver.
No.
Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
Mr. Slugman.
No.
You know, it's a shame before God. Y'all
Yes,
say you're
it
for the
is.
kids and you're voting
Yeah.
down what they
To
need.
take this money.
Please, I ask respectfully, please.
This is no
I
good.
still say,
All of them make people.
Well, let me give my legal opinion, which will probably be one of my last. You need to take action this evening. I have watched this for all too long.
Mr. Shane,
Where are you?
he's even aggravated.
What's the third option?
Yeah, he's even aggravated.
The third option in Ms. Oxy's letter, which I do not agree with in whole, is amend the grant and carryover and restrict the funds for SES in 2010. I have to ask the business administrator.
That is the state telling us that the summer program that we ran in the summer of 2009, that's the one that they disagree with. That's why they keep saying that it carries.
Where would they expect us to get that money from? Speak loud in the mic, all should hear.
In theory, we have, of the 765, 381, we do have approximately $269,000 of summer money left from 2008, 2009.
Where would we get the other 500 or so?
The other 500 would either come out of local funds, which
Do we have 500 grand of local
We
funds?
don't.
Yeah,
We're not
just
going to
vote
come out
down
of the
the
SES, the Arrow SES waiver that we took.
What?
I don't think y'all know what you're doing.
Arrow SES waiver.
Can I say this, and I want to be corrected by the business administrator or the superintendent? Essentially, you need to find money if you don't appeal. You can either get it out of the